Hi guys, I'm Varun from Shutterholic TV, and today we're going to do a small review about Canon 1200D. That's the first DSLR that I purchased, and it's a very good, intermediate DSLR for intermediate as well as beginner DSLR for a newcomer who wants to try their hand in photography. And my brothers recently purchased a 1300D, which is equipped with a Wi-Fi. That's the additional feature that it has. Besides, being everything same as the 1200D. Now, if you normally purchase this camera, it comes with a dual combo lens of 1855 and 55 250 zoom lens. And the video that I'm making is with the 1855 lens. It's a wide angle lens, very amazing, and it's got a lot of users. Now let's go and start this device. There's an on and off button on the top, so just click on and it starts. Okay, now first thing, this M stands for fully manual mode that is available in the camera, and there are a lot of options available on the top. If you can see, there's a manual mode, then there's the aperture priority that you can set, then there's a shutter priority that you can set, and this one is P, which stands for program. You can auto setting of shutter speed and aperture, and other settings that the white balance and the focus settings that you can set. The next is the auto mode. This is for people who are not very much familiar with using DSLR, how they can use the automatic settings of the camera and click pictures. Then there is this flash off. The camera is going to be operated automatically. The settings would be chosen automatically, but the flash would be off. No matter you are standing in the dark or you're standing in the light, the flash would never fire until unless you manually open the flap and then you do it. Now the next mode is creative auto, and this mode is for you must have seen a lot of pictures in which the subject stands out very distinctly and the background is or blurry. For those kind of creative effects, you can use this mode, which is in 1200D. The next one is the portrait. If you are clicking somebody's picture, you can use this. The background would be blurred and your person would stand out. The next one is the landscape, in which the aperture priority would be altered a little in order not to make those blurry backgrounds, but in order for entire picture to stand out. And the next one is the close-up. This one would be the macro one. You must have seen a lot of pictures in which there are close-up images of flowers and insects. Those are called as macro images, and with this setting you can click the macro picture. Next one is the sports mode. This is for capturing fast moving objects. Suppose that somebody is running, somebody is cycling, somebody is on a bike. You can capture them by setting the shutter speed very fast. And the next one is the night portrait. You can use well, it's saying that you have to use a tripod, which I definitely use while shooting at night, because I play a lot with the shutter speed, and I want my camera not to move, and I've got a bit of a shaky hand, so tripod is very must when shooting at night. You can fiddle a little bit with the ISO, but then the only problem with the ISO is that if you increase it beyond a certain point, the image gets very grainy. So I use a lesser ISO, and I would say a slower shutter speed. Okay, so you can use that, and this camera goes on standby mode automatically, so I just restarted once again. And the last one is the video mode. You can capture the video. So let's go to the manual mode in this DSLR. Now manual mode allows you to set everything. Now let's take it step by step. the first screen, this is M, which stands for manual mode. The next block, which says 1/400, this is the shutter speed that you can adjust with this roller button, which is on the top, just in front of the shutter, manual shutter button. So you can set whatever shutter speed you want to. You want to take an image of a fast moving subject, you can slow down the shutter speed by 1/1000, or 1/800. Takes beautiful pictures. And if you want to fiddle with the aperture, you can lower down. It's already at 4.5, which is lowest, and you can increase the aperture as per your convenience with the same the roller button that is just right in front of the manual flash button. And so this is the shutter speed, the first box. Second one is the aperture. Third one is the ISO. Now for setting up ISO, there's a different button which is given on 1200D, and same goes for 1300D as well. Now this ISO, once you click it, it'll take you to the different ISO levels that you have. Now remember, I was talking about images being grainy after a little while when you increase the ISO. Well, normally I do not increase my ISO beyond 400 until unless I have to get a very very creative effect in my image. I don't go beyond 400. So let's just keep it on 100 because it's like daytime, so we don't need much ISO. Now besides the ISO, there are a couple of other buttons here. This one, which is on the left side, which shows a little timer clock, and this. Now here you can set the timer if you want to set the timer. If you want continuous shooting, taking multiple image every second, then you can select this. This is specifically for people who want to capture fast moving objects. Okay, so we do a menu. Okay, we're back on the screen. Now this double B suggests the white balance. Now if you click it, it'll take you to different options, whether you're shooting in daylight, shade, cloudy, tungsten, you want flash or not. And well, I just choose it to be on automatic mode, since this is our first tutorial, and I would not be getting into much complex things like tungsten and white fluorescent and custom. We'll take it on in our other sessions. So the best part is, if you want to get good images, just keep it on auto. And the last button here, which is of use, is the focus button. How do you want your camera lens to focus on a subject? Now Al focus would be if your subject is stationary, you can set this and it will focus on the subject. Anything which moves in the subject's area, it'll focus onto that. Now if you choose this L servo, what this stands for basically is, if your subject is moving, the focus would also move with your subject, and the camera would try to keep your subject in focus wherever it is moving. So for catching all those candid images that you see in weddings and outdoor shootings, it's better to set this to L servo. Okay, now there are a couple of other options as well, which are listed on the screen, which you can set by going to the menu. If you are this is very important. Now you want to keep your LCD brightness to lowest. See, this is visible for me, so I'll keep it. It's a good way of saving battery. Saves a lot of battery. Okay, so try to keep it like not 1, because it's like too dark, but between 2 and 3. I try and keep it at 3 because it's nicely visible. And if in case you are a professional photographer, you must have seen a lot of people shooting in the RAW mode. RAW mode gives you that extra edge in which you can go to your image software and edit the picture no matter what you want that picture to be, and you can edit it into any style. Okay, so for choosing that, let's just go to the menu, and you see this image quality. That's the first tab. When you press menu, it's the first tab which says image quality. You click on it and you got a lot of options. So people like clicking it in large format, and then You see the megapixels are also changing and the dimension are also changing. Then I prefer RAW, because RAW gives me ample opportunity of changing the image as I want to. I can experiment a lot with the image and get the results that I want to get. This is the battery sign. This is this is the manual mode that we're talking about. And if in case you want to change the mode, you can go to any mode that is available. On the top dial you can shift the dial, change the mode. But in case if you want to be a photographer, if you want to take this as your hobby, a serious hobby, or as a profession, I recommend that you shoot at manual mode only, because this will give you ample time to experiment between the three pillars of photography, which is the aperture, ISO, and the shutter speed. And once you master all these three, the shutter speed, aperture, and ISO, I think you can put a lot of creative effects in your images. Alright, so this is the first tutorial. I would be going into more complex things once we move in further, but this is how you operate your beginner DSLR. You can either go for Canon 1200D, or this model is, I suppose, discontinued. You can go for Canon 1300D, which is exactly the same like this model that we have. The only addition is the Wi-Fi feature in 1300D, so you can share your images, your videos with nearby Wi-Fi devices. Alright guys, so I know this has been a quick tutorial, but in case somebody has bought this and just don't know how to operate the camera in manual mode, and you have a party coming up this probably weekend or evening, you want to learn quickly how to adjust the settings, you can go. And just before I go, a couple of other things. This lens the lens, both of the lenses, 55 and 55 250. These lens comes with a couple of options here, as you can see. Okay, now make sure that the focus is always in autofocus, unless and until you're too much familiar with manual focusing and you want to put those extra effects in your pictures. Just make sure that this is in autofocus, and make sure that the image stabilizer is on. Okay, it's on on mode, because you don't want those images to be shaky and your subjects to be blurry. So make sure that image stabilizer is on, autofocus is on. Once you get more familiar with the camera, you can shift it to manual focus and try experimenting with which subject you want to keep in focus and which subject you don't want to keep in focus. Alright, so here's a quick tutorial for 1200D and 1300D manual mode. In case you guys have any questions, please leave it. In case you want this video to be in Hindi, please leave the comments and I'll give you the link for my Hindi video too. Alright, now happy clicking, and if you have any questions, please leave the comment and I'll be happy to answer for you. Alright guys, cheers, and I'll see you later.